Hello everyone. So today we are discussing about the concept of limit. What is limit? The concept of limit is defined as it gives the value of function not at x is equal to a, but it gives the value of function at neighborhood point of any value of x. Let's suppose a function f(x) is defined as x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. We know that from the function f(x) is equal to x square minus 4 upon x minus 2 defined as all value of x except 2. So the domain of the function is equal to all real value except 2. Okay. Why? Because at x is equal to 2 it gives the 0 upon 0 form. So if we calculate this function, that is a square minus b square, that is x minus 2 and x plus 2 divide by x minus 2. Under the consideration x does not equal to 2, we cancel out these two functions, these two value, and get the output y is equal to x plus 2. So if we draw the graph of f(x) is equal to x plus 2, like at x is equal to 0 the value of become x is equal to 2 and slope having the positive, so this graph will be y is equal to f(x) is equal to x plus 2, but original function is x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. So this function is not defined at x is equal to 2. Let this point is x is equal to 2. So on this point these value is not defined. Okay. But in spite of this, we want to calculate the value of function at exactly at x is equal to 2, which we cannot define. So we take help the concept of limit. That is, the concept of limit is the concept of neighborhood point. If we want to calculate the value of function at x is equal to 2, then we take any infinitely small positive value on right hand side of x is equal to 2 and left hand side of x is equal to 2. Let the infinitely small value is h is equal to 0.00 and so on, that is 1, infinitely small positive value. So if we add this value in x is equal to 2, then we get the 2 plus h. So like this point is x is equal to 2 plus h, that is called the right hand point of x is equal to 2. If we subtract the h in x is equal to 2, then we get the x point x is equal to 2 minus h. This is the left hand point of x is equal to 2. So if we get the value of function on the right hand side of x is equal to 2, that is at x is equal to 2 plus h, we get the value of function if of f of 2 plus h, and at x is equal to 2 minus h, we get the value of function is f of 2 minus h. So when we approach the function from right hand side of a particular point and get the value of function at that point, that is called the right hand limit. And if we take the value or approach the value of function from left side of the point x is equal to 2, and that value of function is called the left hand limit. So for existence of limit, existence of limit, after calculating the right hand limit and left hand limit, we compare both of them. If LHL is equal to RHL, that is right hand limit is equal to left hand limit, then a limit exists. And if RHL right hand limit does not equal to left hand limit, then limit does not exist. Limit does not exist. So these are the conditions for existence of limit, and how to calculate the right hand limit and left hand limit. Let's suppose this is the concept of approaching point. So if any point x is approaching to a, then the value of function fx is approaching to particular value L, not exactly L. Okay. So we want to say that the value of function at x is equal to, at exactly x is equal to a, not equal to L, but the value of function at x is equal to a plus h is equal to L, or the value of function at x is equal to a minus h is also L. So if these two values are equal, then we can say the limit exists, and the value of function at that particular point we say fx is equal to, at x is equal to a is equal to 2. So this is the condition for calculating the limit or the existence of limit. Next, so if x is approaching to any value a, then fx is approaching to any value L. The means of neighborhood point is if x is tending to, x is equal to a minus, that is a minus h, this is called the left hand point, this is called the left hand point. And if x is equal to a plus, that is a plus h is equal to right hand point, at value of function when x is tending to a minus h, at that point value of function is defined as left hand limit. This can also be written as limit x tending to a minus h fx, that is called the left hand limit. When we put the a minus h is equal to x, then h is tending to 0, that is when limit h tending to 0, the function become a minus h, that is called the left hand limit. Similarly, if we take the right hand point, that is limit x tending to a plus, that can also be written as limit x tending to a plus h fx. If we put the value of x is a plus h, then h tending to 0, that is limit h tending to 0 f of a plus h, that is called the right hand limit. So in this way, conventionally we can calculate the right hand limit and left hand limit. ठीक है. Next is we take some examples to represent this concept. Let's suppose first example is fx is equal to modulus of x minus 4 divided by x minus 4 when x does not equal to 4 and 0 when x is equal to 4. Okay. So in this case we want to calculate the limit or the value of function at x is equal to 4. So how we can calculate or check existence of limit at x is equal to 4. So first of all we calculate the left hand limit, then right hand limit, then we compare both of them. If left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, then we can say the limit exists. That is, let's suppose first we take LHL, that is left hand limit. So the limiting or critical point is x is equal to 4. So that is 4 minus fx. That can also be written as limit x tending to 4 minus h fx, or limit h tending to 0, this value is replaced by 4 minus h. 4 minus h means the value of function at when x is less than 4. X does not equal to 4 means either x is greater than 4 or x is less than 4. 4 minus h means x is less than 4, that is for x less than 4 the function will become modulus of x minus 4 divided by x minus 4, that is modulus of x minus 4, value of x is 4 minus h. So 4 minus h divided by 4 divided by 4 minus h minus 4. These two values cancel. Then we get modulus of minus h divided by minus h. Modulus of minus h plus h divided by minus h. These two h is cancelled and we get the value is minus 1. So the value of left hand limit is minus 1. Then we check the right hand limit. Right hand limit, that is limit h tending to 0 f of a plus h, and value of a is x is equal to 4, that is 4 plus h. So when the value of function for input which is x is greater than 4, 4 plus h means x is greater than 4. So for x is greater than 4, function is modulus of x minus 4 divided by x minus 4, that is modulus of 4 plus h minus 4 divided by 4 plus h minus 4. These 4 are cancelled, then modulus h divided by h. Modulus h means h divided by h. These two h are cancelled and get RHL is equal to 1. Now we have to compare the LHL and RHL. We know that LHL is equal to minus 1 and RHL is equal to plus 1. So these two values are not equal, that is limit does not exist at x is equal to 4. So LHL does not equal to RHL, that is limit does not exist. LDNE means limit does not exist. We can also consider the another function and check for the existence of limit. That is, let's suppose we take another example to check the existence of limit any particular point, like limit x tending to 0, greatest integer x square divided by x square. At x tending to 0, we have to check this limit exists or not. So the critical point is 0. So this is also a defined function, greatest integer function, always get the greatest integral value of x. So if we apply the LHL means limit h tending to 0, a minus h f of a minus h. A is equal to 0, that is this will become limit h tending to 0 f of 0 minus h, that means minus h. Okay. So at x is equal to minus h, we have to apply this value on the function, that will become like limit h tending to 0 modulus of greatest integer of minus h square divided by h square minus h whole square. This will become limit h tending to 0 modulus of h square divided by h square. We know that the value of h is approximated to 0 or infinitely small positive value. So h is tending to 0.001. So h square is also belongs to 0 to 1. That is the the greatest integer of 0 to 1 is equal to 0. That is limit h tending to 0 is equal to limit h tending to 0 upon h square. When we divide any value to 0, this will become 0. So the LHL will become 0. Now we have to check for RHL. Let's suppose now we have to check RHL. So for RHL, right hand limit h tending to 0, we have to apply a plus h, that is 0 plus h, this will become f of h. So at limit h tending to 0, limit h tending to 0, f of h means we apply the function, that is greatest integer of h square divided by h square. Now we can say h square is belongs 0 to 1, that is greatest integer of 0 to 1 is equal to 0 divided by h square. When we divide h square to 0, that will become 0. So the right hand limit is also 0. In this case, we have seen that LHL is equal to 0 and RHL is also 0. So in this case, LHL is equal to RHL, that is limit exist, and value of limit is equal to 0. So in this way we can check any functions that on any functions at any particular point, we can check the limit exists or not by convincing this method. So this all about the concept of limit. In this concept we can evaluate many things. We can learn about the trigonometric function, rational functions, greatest integer function, defined functions, trigonometric functions, and so on. So the next concept we can also explain. Next concept of limit is sandwich theorem. Let's suppose let f, z and h are real value functions, which are for small opening at x is equal to a. These are defined as f is greater than g is greater than h, greater than or equal to. So if we draw the graph of these function, like this is fx, this is this is hx, and this is gx. So at a particular point x is equal to a, we have to define. So the g function is lie between f and h. So if we take the limit on this inequality at x is equal to a, that will become limit x tending to a, fx is less than equal to limit x tending to a, gx less than equal to limit x tending to a, hx. In this inequality, if limit x tending to a, fx will become L, and limit x tending to a, hx become L. Okay. So if these two functions represent the same value in this inequality, then from this conclusion we conclude that the value of limit at the same point of gx is also same. That is, if this condition is satisfied, then we can say the value of limit of the middle function at same point is also same, that is limit x tending to a, gx is equal to L. So this is called the sandwich theorem. If two functions f and h and another function g is lie between them, these two functions represent the same value at a particular point and they are represented like this or satisfied this inequality, then at the same point g function is also represent the same value. This is called the sandwich theorem. This is called the sandwich theorem. On the basis of this concept, we can derive some standard limit of trigonometry, like let's suppose there is a circle and this is a center of circle, another external point is this, and let's suppose this point is A. We draw the two tangent from external point A and we know the length of tangent from any external point are same. Let's suppose this point of contact is V and this point of contact is C. We join the center O to point of contact B, which is perpendicular, and this is also perpendicular, and this is the center. Let's suppose we join the external point A to center, this is O, and this make any angle theta. If we join the B and C, this will become a chord VC. From this, let's suppose this point is D. From this figure, we conclude that the value of AB is greater than, let's suppose this point is E. The value of AB is greater than or is greater than length of BE is greater than. In this case, we can say the length of chord BC is less than arc of BC, arc of BC is less than sum of two side is greater than third side in the triangle ABC. So we can say AB plus AC, and we know that AB is equal to AC. If we divide by 2, then that will become BC divided by 2 is less than arc of BC divided by 2 is less than AB plus AC divided by 2. Okay. So BC divided by 2, BC divided by 2 will become BD because these two are equal side. So this will become BD. Arc of BC divided by 2 will become arc of BE, arc of BE, and AB plus AC are equal. Then this can also be written as 2AB divided by 2, 2 से 2 cancel AB. Okay. So from this VD, what is the value in the triangle OBD? In triangle OBD, we can calculate the sin theta. Sin theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is BD upon OB. OB is the radius, that can also be written as BD upon R. Similarly, in the triangle OBA, in triangle OBA, we can calculate the tan theta, and tan theta is equal to perpendicular AB upon base is OA. OA, that means radius R. So AB upon R. If we divide the radius in this inequality, so BD upon R is less than BE, length of arc divided by radius, is less than AB upon R. BD upon R become sin theta, BD upon R become sin theta, and AB upon R become tan theta. And this is the arc of length divided by radius is called the angle, which is theta. So we can replace BD upon R is sin theta is less than length of arc divided by radius is angle theta, and AB upon R is tan theta. If we divide the theta in this inequality, and that will become sin theta upon theta is less than theta upon theta is 1 and tan theta upon theta. If we apply limit theta tending to 0, so limit theta tending to 0 and limit theta tending to 0, so these expression is behave like a Sandwich theorem, and these two value for a small value of theta, these two value are become same, that is equal to 1. So we conclude that limit theta tending to 0 sin theta upon theta is equal to 1, limit theta tending to 0 tan theta upon theta equal to 1. So this is the standard limit of the trigonometry. Thank you so much.